Phantom Darkness was an extremely good set. It's arguably one of the most game-changing sets. It's when we completely saw a power creep in Yu-Gi-Oh! Powerful cards like Dark Arm Dragon and Allure of Darkness were introduced, and even subtle cards like Six Samurai United were introduced to boost other strategies. But one can argue, is this the best set of all time? I'm going to be going over a lot of cards in the set, and I'm going to let you guys decide in the comment section. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and have 3 dark monsters in the graveyard to destroy that subscribe button. But you might as well just be banishing those dark monsters to destroy the notification bell as well. Without further ado, I present to you, is Phantom of Darkness the best set of all time? Well, you're going to have to check out this review. Okay, so before we start directly talking about this set, I have a little bit of trivia for you guys because this is very interesting about the Phantom Darkness set. This is at the time Upper Deck Entertainment ran the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game for North America, and we actually got the set a little bit later than what we were supposed to. Now, this did have somewhat of a huge impact on the North American Italy, seeing that they got the set 1 month later than the other TCG territories who got their set in January. Also, of course, you know, the OCG got their set 3 months before, and South Korea got this set later than what we have done. But the Phantom Darkness set debuted in February 2008 for North America and had a huge impact on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Before Phantom Darkness, there was Perfect Circle, Monarch variants, and gadgets running the format, but everything were to change once the Dark Arm Dragons attacked. Dark Arm Dragon was huge, and I mean huge for the set. It was actually the main driving force of why people bought boxes. Not to shame the other cards, they're really good, but Dark Arm Dragon's rarity bumped from a rare to a secret rare. Not sure who to blame for that, whether it's Upper Deck at the time that was running the company or Konami, but it was probably the reason why if you got Dark Arm Dragon for around $250 that you needed 3 of, then you got it for a really good deal. I'm telling you, you got it for the low. But again, that's not to downplay all of the great cards that came inside of the Phantom Darkness set, which some are still being used today. Some of these cards include Gladiator's Proving Ground, Gladiator Beast Darius, Allure of Darkness, really good card, right? Dark Grepher, Dark Lord Zerato, and Goblin Zombie making their debut, all is secret rares inside of the set. Drastic Drop Off was a pretty saucy card and still is really good. It might actually see a price spike when the new structure that comes out. Rainbow Neos, one of the perfect looking ghost rares. I mean, sauce. In some more trivia, the Rainbow Neos actually should have been the cover card if you follow the line of all the other sets. Saying that the cover card became a ghost rare, unfortunately, Yubel, the Ultimate Nightmare, wouldn't have looked as good as a ghost rare than it is as an ultimate rare, but at the same time, Rainbow Neos wouldn't have looked good as a cover card on a set called Phantom Darkness, so you kind of have your good with your bad. Super Ancient Deep Sea Coleslaw, okay, this really big fish that made its own deck. Six Samurai United, Lonefire Blossom, Cyber Valley, Chain Summoning, Fires of Doomsday, and Prime Material Dragon all made up this set, which were either really powerful at its time or became powerful later on. And that's really good for a set to have cards from top to bottom, common to secret rare, that are all good. Ultimately, you can buy a couple of boxes of Phantom Darkness, and even if you don't pull Dark Arm Dragon, you could probably get your money's worth. At the time of the set's induction, the highly sought after cards for competitive play were Allure of Darkness, Dark Arm Dragon, Goblin Zombie, Armageddon Knight, Dark Grepher, Cyber Valley, Dark Lord Zerato, and Dark Creator. The set introduced 2 new concepts. It introduced the Dark Arm variants, which later became Teleport Dark Arm, but before synchros were introduced into the TCG, you basically had Allure of Darkness, trade in, Destiny Draw, fuel your graveyard with Dark, summon Prometheus to manage your darks, and then drop Dark Arm Dragon at your leisure. If you had access to Crush Card Virus and Gold Sarcophagus, which were around $2,000 each, then you were probably a baller because this deck could get very expensive. This is probably regarded as one of the most expensive decks of all time, saying that you needed multiple copies of Dark Arm Dragon, which were 200 plus, Allure of Darkness, which never wavered anything lower than 50s, even for the ultra rares. You also needed Dark Lord Zeratos at 30, 40 a piece. You needed Cyber Valleys, which were pretty expensive if you decided to go that route, but you needed Crush Card Virus and Gold Sarcophagus, which were prize cards at the given time. It also introduced that stupid fish deck I was talking about. I mean, it wasn't necessarily really good at the very first, but in its prime, this deck was nasty good. Some decks that got a huge boost were, of course, Six Samurai with Six Samurai United. That card became a pivotal card to the Six Samurai strategy and is still being played in Six Samurai strategies to this day. Gladiator Beast later became a very dominant deck, but not after using Gladiator's Proving Ground and Gladiator Beast Darius, two well-proven cards of the Gladiator Beast strategy. Zombies became extremely good with this set. Goblin Zombie being able to search your Zombie Master, but more importantly, it having dark counterparts allowing you to play cards like Dark Lord Zerato, Dark Arm Dragon, and Allure of Darkness. The dark support really helped into this zombie deck, and Plants got a huge boost with Lonefire Blossom and another awesome card called Giga Plant inside of this set. So really good cards got introduced, and a lot of great concepts were later developed into very strong decks with this set's inception. Overall, this set is highly regarded as one of the last sets, it's highly regarded and is one of the last sets before Synchro was introduced. And you're really top from bottom. There are some awesome cards. Now, granted, there are some really bad cards in this set, like what's that card called? Marquise of Darkness. Like, why would you want to pull that secret rare? But again, all sets at the time had some really bad secret rares you didn't want to pull. I think that this is one of the best sets because a lot of sets completely fall off the map or don't see maturity until later in the years, but Phantom Darkness is a set that's 10 years old and still being used to this day. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. This new series was really fun. If you guys want to see me do more set reviews on older sets or even sets coming up, go ahead and give this video a like. It really matters. You guys just don't know. Seriously, if I see a video with 170 plus likes, I'm like, huh, I gotta do that video again. If you guys want to support the best channel on the world, then go ahead and visit my Patreon. We have some awesome rewards for the awesome subscribers. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.